just hearing Ajay in his last answer talk about EVs and what we'd like to see there. Their topic, of course, being Tata Motors. But we're going to now check in with the top management of a company, of a very hot stock, and it's also been rising as far as its EV plans go. Let's bring up the stock chart of MINDA Industries, and you'll see despite the market's performance, this is a stock that is up nearly 16% in the last 1 month. Joining us now is Sunil Bohra, the Executive Director and Group CFO at MINDA Industries. Mr. Bohra, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us live today. Bringing you on board to also talk to us a little bit about your EV plans, because it seems that is that's what's got you a big thumbs up from the markets, including last week a joint venture announcement that had come in. Tell us more.
Yeah. So as you rightly mentioned, the way MINDA Industries has been placed, I think we have been speaking for some time in past that, first of all, our entire portfolio is agnostic to the energy a vehicle runs, be it a IC engine or a EV. So almost all of our products will find a placement, will find in both the energy run vehicles. So be it lamps, wheels, switches, acoustics, everything you would take. So other than maybe a filter or a CNG. So that's number one. So what that does is that creates a very strong base for MINDA Industries. And now what we have been doing for over the past 1.5 years is we have been actually looking EV as more as a opportunity where we can enhance our value offering, our kit value to our customers. So if I have to take and talk in terms of numbers, our actual kit value for, say, a two-wheeler was something like 7,500 rupees a vehicle, which if you go to EV with some changes in current amperages, whatever changes we need for EV purposes, the kit value goes to right around 9,500 rupees. Now, the additional EV products which we have identified, if you put that together, that kit value was going almost to like 28,000 rupees. Now, what we have done, we have forged a joint venture with Frevo, and what it does, it's like make 1 and 1 11. So in a way that our value offering or our product portfolio increases significantly, and our kit value per vehicle goes up from 28,000 to almost 56,000 rupees a vehicle. So we'll have an entire e-mobility components which you need in a drive chain, be it a BMS or a DC-DC converter or a off-board charger, on-board charger, smart plug, BCM, motor controller, battery pack. So we'll have a significant components, systems for a EV which are, you can say, uncomparable with anybody in the country. So we will have almost a bulk part of components or systems which go into EV two-wheeler. We will have ready in a few months. We already have 4 or 5 key components under production. And we have overall almost like 9 or 10 products identified for EV, which will take us the kit value there. So we are looking at it as a big opportunity for growth, and it will increase our offering or a kit value, as I said, multifold.
Okay, so you're looking now at that kit of 28,000. In the past, we've seen that you supply converters, battery chargers, motor controllers. And now you're talking about this new kit of, earlier being 15,000 coming to 28,000. You have patents also, I believe, filed for nearly 15 to 25 products. But Mr. Bohra, this is also turning out to be a hot space, right? You've been trying to dominate the two-wheeler space in this front, whether it's a Bounce, whether it's an Ola, whether it's an Ather. We have to see the traditional automakers also get their act together. Give us a sense of what's happening on ground.
So on ground, definitely almost every player is working on having its EV products. We already know that our traditional players already have an EV on road, and even the new age EV players, which are mostly in EV, they don't have IC engine, they are already there. So in terms of market, definitely penetration has been increasing. So we are very, very bullish that in next few years, that at least for two-wheeler and three-wheelers, market should see actually a very, very significant growth. And I think that's what the entire market is sort of betting on, because the key reason being the short distance of travel for a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler, mostly within the city, and also the charging infrastructure required for charging a two-wheeler or a three-wheeler is relatively very easy. You can charge at your home, you don't need fast chargers, etc. So that's why there is general belief that the two-wheeler and three-wheeler will see a very aggressive growth in next 3 to 5 years, and I think that's what we all are sort of banking towards. And that is what is, I think, creating that excitement or the buzz of joining the new products or addition of new components to your offering. And I think this is the theme you will see almost across the country.
So who's the big buyer of this kit? Are these incumbent players? Are these new players like let's say Ola or Hero Electric? Who are the buyers?
So we are actually working with both the sets of customers. We are, very strong with already having very deep penetration with the existing players. So definitely we are 100% there. In terms of new EV players, also we are already there in some of our what you call traditional components, and for these new age components, we are already in discussion. So we will actually be servicing both the sets of customers, and as we move forward, I think we are pretty confident that while the products which we have listed down, because it also depends on a lot of customer strategy, because somebody might do a product which you are offering like a battery pack or a BMS in-house, somebody might outsource. So there is a mix of customers who have their own strategy. So people who are looking at outsourcing, I think we are already there. We are discussing with them. 5 of our key components are already under production, which are being supplied to already EVs which are running on road. And I'm talking about specific EV components. In terms of traditional components, we are, I think, there with across the board categories of the.
Our understanding is that about 70% of the components which EV industry is using is coming from China or Taiwan. Are you working on some import substitution? Is there a play of ELI schemes which will benefit you?
Absolutely, there is a big opportunity for localization, because we all know initially the volumes are so slow, so small. It's very difficult to localize, because if you have to localize, there is a lot of investment required in your kit value. You have to put investment into volume. It's very difficult to absorb or spread that kind of cost. So gradually, as volumes increase, I'm sure as a country we will move towards localizing a lot of imports. And if you have to take benefits of FAME scheme, FAME subsidy, or a PLI scheme, you have no option but to localize. So definitely localization is going to be a big theme for EV segment. In fact, having said that, even the normal IC engines, I'm sure you would have seen the kind of journey we had in past decade or so in terms of localization. A lot of components are earlier imported, now been localized. So gradually, yes, this players in the country, and we might see some sort of a consolidation going forward. I think that's a speculation, but even otherwise, I think people need to sort of localize, and I think we are better placed among, I would say, our peers.
But what is happening with the auto industry? We get all conflicting reports. Some companies are claiming semiconductor problem is huge. It could be a problem for next 12 to 18 months. Some companies are indicating that things are looking up now. If I look at car companies, demand is not there. And again, we've argued both ways, which is this a supply constraint or is this a demand constraint? What is your understanding? You are part of the supply chains. So
No,
what
you're
is your
100% right.
outlook? Yeah.
You're 100% right, and this semiconductor issue is there. I think we are all facing it, and we all know that it is going to stay here for next minimum 6 to 8 months. That's what our uh, take is, that it is not going to sort of wade away in short term. It is going to be there with us. I think we are all trying to find solutions, trying to find alternates. We are looking at every corner of the world to make sure that we import or fly down the components to make sure that the customer lines keep on running. We never been the reason or endeavor to see that the issue at the end of customer. So yes, this semiconductor shortage is there, and it is actually impacting in terms of specifically PVs is going into weeks and months and months. So there is definitely a big demand which is there, but as of now, that demand is unfulfilled because of the issue which we just spoke.
Mr. Bohra, unfortunately, we're completely out of time, so we're going to have to wrap up this discussion.